Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Keri D. Singleton with EntrigueMagazine, and I'm here with none other than the legendary crooner himself, Mr. Tony Terry. What's going on, brother?
You got it, bro. How you feeling?
I'm saying, it's good to see you, man.
Thank you, man.
It's good to see you.
Good to be seen.
You're doing a lot of things, man. You're acting, you're recording, you're touring your face off. You got a new single, December Goodbye, which is a beautiful song. I've had the opportunity to hear. I can't wait to play it on my radio show. Tell me about the song and what inspired you to make that sort of Christmas-like song.
Well, it's a holiday record. It's a breakup song that happens over the holidays. I'm laughing because I recorded the song with somebody that I broke up with. Didn't happen over the holidays.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it happened, and we ended up being really good friends. She's a great singer, Silver Logan Sharp, and the song is a great song. You know, I thought it could be, you know, a classic Christmas record.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Did you record the song with her after you broke up with her, or prior?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We've been broke up for years.
Okay.
I've been married for 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
And she's been with her guy for 17 years.
And you all are still great friends.
Great
That's
friends.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I was about to make a point, but I forgot what it was.
You can figure it out.
We'll just keep talking and we'll get back.
So tell me about what inspired you to make the song with your ex, and the fact that you got together years after.
Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you how we recorded it.
Okay.
She lives in DC, I live in Atlanta.
Okay.
And when I decided to do the record was just a few weeks ago.
Oh.
Which means we only had literally like 3 days to record it, like from note one. I'm just getting it played, singing on it, getting it mixed and mastered. We had 3 days to do it.
Okay.
So she was in DC, I was in Atlanta, and we were Facebooking. We were on Facebook Live.
Okay.
And so I was producing her vocals while she was in the studio in DC.
Of technology and music.
While she was in the studio in DC, wow. You know, like I'm giving her what to sing, imagining what I'm going to sing.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So, and we put it together. Once I put my vocal together, once I put my vocal down, I sent it to DC, and we, you know, brought the two vocals together, and they sound like we were in the same room together.
That's what's up.
You've heard the record, so you.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you think that we were not in the same room?
I would have thought you were in the same bathtub.
Yeah.
Actually,
Two different studios.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's a credit to technology.
Yeah.
So that leads me to another question. You know, the music industry has changed so much since your breakout single with you. I mean, it's changed tremendously. Okay.
Yeah.
And some for good and some for bad. What would you say are some of the pluses of some of the changes in the music industry, particularly with the whole indie artist scene that everybody seems to be a part of from your era?
I think that the internet has leveled the playing field. The only difference is money, really,
Right.
to bring traffic to wherever your music is.
Correct.
Like if you put a song on iTunes, well, so has 100,000 other people.
Other people, correct.
So unless you're able to pay for it, you know, so a banner or something, some kind of advertising that would draw traffic to iTunes or any other outlet that sells your music, to look for your music, no one will know. But the playing field has been leveled in that we have access to the world just like the major labels.
Exactly.
We just don't have the money in most cases to, you know, make our presence known.
The marketing industry.
The marketing industry. That's right.
Directly.
That's right.
And I used to work for Arista in the promotion department. You know, I promoted TLC's first record, Usher's first record, Tony Braxton's first record, and so forth. So I know the importance of grassroots marketing plans, as well as the marketing plans that the majors put together. Frankly, it's just important to make sure that you have enough knowledge to push your product. What have you been doing to make sure that the world is still in tune with the music of Tony Terry?
Well, being consistent. Well, for a long time I was off the scene. That's because I was traveling the world with Roberta Flack.
Ooh.
I didn't really have to have...
Where is the love?
I was doing all those duets with her. You know, Roberta does like top tier gigs, so you know, I didn't care if nobody was buying records. I was having a good life, traveling to places exotic in the world, singing for kings and queens and heads of state, you know, so I did that for about 7, 8 years.
Wow.
And then I just decided, you know, it's time for me to do some music of my own.
Mhm.
It's time for me to put something else out. And I've been working on my new album for about 3 years.
Okay.
You know, it started out being what I thought I should be making with like this trendy, current sounding.
Please don't. Thank you.
I mean, I did the whole album like that.
Oh.
And then I started changing songs out because it started evolving into this acoustic, you know, real songs and real melodies, and I just can't get away from that.
Thank you.
I have to record songs that I want to be singing for the next 25 years.
I wouldn't want to see Tony Terry does trap.
You know, I tried to do it though.
Please don't.
I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tried, and it sounded good. It did. It sounded good, but it just wasn't the statement that I wanted to say.
Okay.
What? Am I doing something? Oh,
There we go.
raise up.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
So we can just continue.
Okay.
So since you mentioned Roberta Flack, one of my favorite recording artists of all time, what has been your favorite moment recording overseas with her? And I also understand that the overseas audience definitely has a bigger respect
Oh
for
man.
our music. So
Absolutely.
what was the biggest moment for you recording or performing with her overseas?
I had a few. I had a few. I mean, really, the kinds of things that we would do. I mean, some of Roberta's fans are like we would play for this oil sheik in Saudi Arabia. So they have wealth beyond anything you can imagine what wealth is. Like they drive a different car every day.
Wow.
Every day. You know, they pay you with duffel bags. You don't count them. I mean, it's like they give you tips like a gold Rolex. You know, those kinds of things. So you do a job like that and you get a tip and it's a gold Rolex, that's a good day.
Damn, I need to start singing.
That's a good day,
Where
you
is
know.
the love?
Yeah,
Wow.
we were doing a gig for a prince, a Saudi prince, and I missed my commercial flight out of Atlanta, and he sent his private 747 to pick me up.
Damn.
That's a highlight.
Wow.
That's a highlight.
That's something. And so I have to ask you this question. I always ask this question when I interview artists. You have to just pick one. What is your favorite Tony Terry song?
Oh, dang. Can I say damn?
You can say anything you want. But what you can't say
is more than one.
Yes.
Okay. My favorite Tony Terry song is actually a new song.
Okay.
And it's called Inspired.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a song that lets women know, my woman in particular, that she inspires me. I think that too often, especially now in today's music, you know, little is left to the imagination.
Thank you.
And then we're not romancing
Nothing.
our women, and so.
Degrading them.
When you want to have a romantic night, what you listening to?
Right.
Luther's gone,
Right.
and you know, who are we listening to? What are we listening to?
Right.
So I really tried to make music that filled the void,
Right.
and you know, take me back to what I do, and that's just really good music. Great songs, great lyrics, great stories.
If you could record a song with any recording artist, a duet with any recording artist that you haven't recorded with, living or deceased, who would that be and why?
Anita Baker. Why? Anita Baker.
Not?
Why not?
Right.
Anita Baker was a guardian angel for me. How so? When With You was just being released, the label that I was signed to didn't think it was a hit record.
Okay.
So it was released with no support.
Okay.
And so I got a phone call just by chance. Anita Baker called my manager's office, and our receptionist was not at her desk, and I just happened to be walking by the desk, and I answered the phone.
Wow.
And it was Anita Baker. And she called to tell me she was calling for me. And so, you know, I'm thinking this could not be Anita Baker, but I'll go with it.
Right.
So, you know, we had this conversation because I hadn't met her before, and she told me that she heard my song and that she loved it, and she asked me about why she hadn't seen the video. And I explained to her that my label didn't think it was a hit, so there was not going to be a video. She was like, those people are crazy. So she sent me 50 stacks.
Anita,
She sent me
I got a song.
$50,000 and she asked me to shoot the video for With You. So if you've ever seen the video for With You, Anita Baker did that.
Wow.
And I didn't even know her.
That's amazing.
And she brought Blair Underwood on. We all know that he's one of our iconic actors.
Correct.
But that was his directorial debut.
Wow.
You know, so I would have to say her. When I asked her, what, you know, how am I supposed to pay you back?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, just don't worry about it. Just become a star. Just become a star. Don't worry about it. I was like, wow.
To have Anita Baker be a fan of your very first single,
Yeah, that was huge.
that's a big credit to your vocals.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next question. You can be as honest as you want to be.
What's
You
that?
ready?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be ready.
You know what question this is. What do you think about today's vocalists?
So you know what? I think that, you know, some stuff I like.
Mm-hmm.
I think that in today's music climate,
Mm-hmm.
we work too hard.
We
Like
need the
me,
recording?
singers like me,
Oh yeah. Okay.
because you don't have to do that much. In fact, like singing as hard as I sing, and, you know, like going in like that,
Yeah.
I would have. If it was an audience of 20 somethings, I would have lost them all. Because that's not. You know, you gotta do.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel that the listeners of contemporary music today have a deaf ear to great vocals?
No. I just think that radio has evolved into something. You know, remember in the 80s, rap didn't have, nobody was trying to hear rap on the radio
Right.
at all.
Correct. Yeah.
R&B was the core programming for radio.
Definitely.
And then it evolved. I mean, it started with the Sugar Hill Gang,
Mhm.
and then it evolved. That was the first one, and then another one came in, and then another one came in, and then ultimately, it just evolved into, it switched. It did a 180. I mean, it turned. Then R&B was out.
Right.
And
Yeah.
now rap was in it,
Right.
and then, you know, whatever that sound was, and it became dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and simpler and simpler and simpler. So where we were writing songs that had beginnings, middles, and ends, now it's just 8 bars looped.
Right. Yeah.
And if you put a bridge in it, it's too complex. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm moving my mic
That's
around.
fine.
But if you put
that
a bridge in it, it's too complex.
Right.
So, you know, I think that, you know, singers like me, we work too hard. I don't know how else to say that, because, you know,
lyrically, that's another issue. The lyrics of
and
today's
we're not trying to think of
music-
stuff that makes sense,
Right.
and, you know, trying to, you know, it don't have to make sense no
It
more.
doesn't. In fact, it shouldn't.
It should make sense.
If you want some airplay.
All it need is a dope, banging, bananas, crazy beat.
Yeah. And
And
sometimes
it don't even matter what you're saying. If the melody connects, you can really, literally say anything.
And they do. And they do. And that's why I'm glad that there's been a resurgence in artists from the 80s and the 90s. So many great artists, you know, SWV, the Braxtons, the list goes on.
Well, we're
You know.
trying, but the people have to support it.
You're
But,
right.
you know, folks say we need it, but then it comes out and then nothing happens with it, because, you know, if you want to hear the R&B music, you call radio stations and ask them to play it when you know your favorite person has a new record out.
Exactly.
So, you know, radio will play what you want to hear if you are asking them to play
That's
it.
true.
Well, in a lot of situations, I'm sure you know this to be true, radio is programmed by somebody who doesn't even listen to the music that that station is playing.
Right.
They might be programmed by somebody in Iowa
Right.
who's telling us what we listen to on the radio in Philly,
And telling you
And
what
tell-
you're going to like.
and telling us what we're gonna like,
That's true. That's
and
true.
you know, deciding what we're gonna like,
Right.
and saying, okay, you're gonna play this every hour, and then you'll take a record that you absolutely. Have you ever heard a record initially and you couldn't stand it? You probably heard it the first 10
Every
times.
day.
Probably heard it the first 100 times and hated it. Like, I hate that record, and then you.
Start humming it.
You
It's called
walk-
programming.
Yeah, it's called programming.
What do you want to say to your fans out there that are watching EntrigueMagazine's YouTube channel?
I would say primarily support the craft. If you want to hear it, buy it. Because we can't make it if y'all don't buy it.
Right. And then
You know, the thing is, right. That's another thing. I was about to put out a new album come January, but I realized that I'm going to be wasting great songs if I do that. So I'm gonna put out an EP.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do 2 in 2017.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2, one in January and then 1 in June. That way, the songs that I think are singles will have a chance to see the light of day. But if I put 12 songs and I think that there are 6 singles on there won't be 6 singles off of an album. So, you know, there might be 2. So that means 4 singles will never see the light of day. What I think are great records. So I'm gonna spread them out.
I have a recording artist that who I'm working with, Julia Robertson, formerly of the group Ex-Girlfriend, and she's got a wonderful duet with an awesome male recording artist named Norm Adams. What would you say to new artists, not necessarily that they're new aged artists or whatever, because they're a very mature set, they do a lot of sort of like taking it back to the Tammy Terrell, Marvin Gaye. But what would you say to newcomers who actually want to put out quality R&B music with some essence and texture?
You know, that's kind of a difficult question to answer, because really, if you don't have no money, don't do it.
Yeah, it's a budget thing.
It's a budget thing. I'm serious. I'm saying you can have the best record in the world, but if don't nobody know it's there, it doesn't matter that you have the best record in the world.
That's true. That's always been true.
If it's not getting played on the radio, it doesn't matter that you have the best record in the world, because nobody gonna hear it.
That's true indeed.
So if you don't have no money to make it do what it do, then get the record to somebody who, you know, submit it.
Somebody that
Submit it, you know, somebody might record it. Do a great demo of it and submit it. Even if you do record it, still submit it to somebody else so that it can potentially get a chance to see the light of day and make you some money as the songwriter.
Before I let you go, I want to talk about the project that you're doing, the acting project. Tell me about that.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I am grateful to be starring in Black Nativity, which was a movie last year or year before last. And it's actually the show that started my career professionally.
I didn't know that.
Where I'm doing it in New Brunswick, where I've been invited back to do it again, is going to be the last time they do the show at the theater before they tear it down.
Wow.
So it's kind of a big deal, because in the beginning, you know, I was making so little money that I had to actually live in the theater.
Wow.
I had to. Somebody clearly wants to get in.
Get in, yeah. We'll pause.
Let's let them in.
Just keep the mic close. You ready?
All right.
So you're doing so many things, man. But before I let you go, I would like to expound on the acting career that you're definitely cultivating right now.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I'm not cultivating it right now. My career started in theater. People don't know
I
that.
didn't know that, brother.
I trained for theater.
Okay.
I mean, I've always wanted to be a singer, but I trained for theater and music at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. And my first job was not in a band or in a group. It was in a play. It was in a play at Black Nativity at Crossroads Theater in New Brunswick.
Okay. So you're from Jersey?
No, I'm from DC.
You're from DC.
Yeah.
You said Duke Ellington. I know Duke Ellington. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. You're definitely a pride to the city of Washington.
Yeah.
And what's your social media information? The people who want to know how to contact you and book you.
Oh yeah. And definitely book your boy.
Yes. And buy your CD.
and buy my shit.
And book him.
And book me.
Yes.
You can book me. Can I just say phone numbers and stuff?
You can say whatever you want, bro.
So you can book me by calling. Well, I'm gonna shout out TMO Entertainment, Tammanika, but you can book me by calling my management company, Burke Management, 310-809-7298. But I'm on Facebook at Mr. Tony Terry, Twitter, Mr. Tony Terry, IG, same thing, all that other shit. Snapchat. I'm relaxed now, so I'm starting to curse.
This Can't do that on my radio show.
won't.
You do it here. Yeah, I want to
It
say.
better be early before I relax then, because I'll be cussing like a
It's 9
motherfucker.
o'clock here. I have sponsors. Don't kill just the breath.
I want you to have your
But
job without me.
I want to shout out Tammanika, Odidi, and CMO Entertainment.
Tammanika, holding it down.
For holding it down, making this happen.
Come and say, come on, get on camera with us. Just put your head in here with us.
Yeah, this is called the, when they jump in the picture.
Yeah, what do they call that? No,
Not a cameo. No.
When you sneak in the back of the picture when we're not looking.
Yeah, that.
When we're taking a picture.
That's Tammanika right there from CMO Entertainment.
Tammanika,
Thank you so
building.
much for bringing Intrigue Magazine here. Tony, you're definitely inspiration to many. It's an honor for a brother like me who grew up listening to music to have the opportunity to sit down with you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And I thank you so much for continuing to bless us with great music, and I wish you the best in any and all endeavors that you have, brother.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Intrigue Magazine.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check us out, www.intriguemagazine.com. And I guess that's all about it.
No, there is one other
there's
thing.
more?
We need to talk about that cover, though.
What cover?
The cover that I'm not on Intrigue Magazine.
Oh, well, you know what? This is what you're going to do, right?
You know what
You see
I'm talking
that
about?
camera right there? You see that camera?
What?
Right? Talk right into that camera, and you let them know.
I need to be on the cover, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. You might have to let them know something.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to everybody at the Intrigue Magazine staff, including my brother Dwayne Butler and everybody else. Thank you, brother. Again, it was a pleasure.
Thanks for having me,
You
man.
definitely-
I appreciate it, man.
I look
Thank you.
forward to supporting everything that you do.
Thank you, I
and seeing
appreciate
you
it.
perform.
Thank you, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
We
you.
out.